On her 13th birthday, Anne Frank's parents give her a diary. She's excited because she wants someone or something in which to confide all of her secret thoughts. Even though she has a rich social life, she feels misunderstood by everyone she knows. Anne starts writing about daily events. Her thoughts, school grades, boys, all that. But within a month, her entire life changed.
As Jews in German occupy Holland, the Frank family fears for their lives. When Annie's sister, Margot, is called to appear before the authorities, which would almost certainly mean she was being sent to a concentration camp, Annie and her family go into hiding. They move into a little section of Annie's father's office building that is walled off and hidden behind swinging bookcases. The little diagram of the office building in secret annex in Thursday, July 9, 1942. And try give us the layout.
For years, the Anna Frank family lives in the secret annex. Mr. and Miss Van Dien and their son Peter, who is a few years older than Annie, are also in the hidden with the Frank later. Mr. Johnson, an early dentist, moves in and Annie has to share her bedroom with him. Annie's adolescence is spent hidden from the outside world. She's cooped up in a tiny room, tiptoeing around during the day, becoming shell-shocked from the sounds of booms and gunfire at night.
We see a real change in Anne when she begins hanging out in the attic with Peter Van Dien. Around this time, she starts having dreams about a boy she was in love with, another Peter Sniff. She sometimes even gets the two Peters confused in her head.
Luckily, the Franks have tons of reading material and radio. Annie grows in her knowledge, politics, and literature, and she puts a ton of energy into studying and writing. At the same time, she grows further and further away from the other members of the annex.
She comes to see Peter as much as more than she first thought. She finds him sensitive and caring, and they talk about everything, including sex. Eventually, the relationship changed. Annie and Peter's passion turns into friendship and a source of comfort to them both.
Another big change for Anna happens when the war seems to be ending. She hears that personal accounts such as her diary will be in the demand after the war ends. We see a return to early optimism and she begins editing her diary with vigor and excitement.
Unfortunately, this does not last. Even as Anne becomes more and more sensitive about suffering going on in the world, her own suffering becomes unbearable. She feels completely alone. She thinks everyone hates her. She feels constantly criticized, and there is no escape. At one point, she thinks it might have been better if she and her family had all died instead of hiding in the annex. As Anne becomes harder on those around her, she also becomes harder on herself, to the other members of the annex.
There, her diary ends. 2 short months after Anne's 15th birthday, and 2 days after her last diary entry, the secret annex is closed. We don't know Anne's thoughts or feelings at that point or any time after, but we know things got worse.
As probably already known, Annie and the other members of Annex were sent to various concentration camps. Annie's father, Otto Frank, was the sole survivor.